Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm gonna make this as quick as I possibly can. Uh, for one, because it's hot, and two, I just came across this review and I'm happy I did. Let me just bring up the review here. It's called the Outpost Review, Navy Veteran Reviews. The guy who reviews this is a Navy veteran himself. He calls his channel the Scuttlebutt Show. Uh, and I'm not sure where in the world he got that name from. I'd like to know the story behind that one, in all honesty. But yeah, he's got a great review. Honestly, my review's gonna be nowhere close to the quality of his. He even decided to make a few cuts in there. He's got like this awesome setup. So go watch his review. Ignore my review. This is just me, adding to the pile of reviews that positive reviews that I hope this movie has got, that this movie deserves. Quite frankly, this movie is sitting at a 91% certified fresh rating, Rotten Tomatoes 86% audience rating, but that's only got 111 reviews so far. IMDb 6.6 out of 10. In my opinion, that's way too low. I think this should be at least in the sevens. In particular, somewhere around 7.5 range. If I was to rate this film, I would give this I think I'd give this a 9 out of 10. You know, I really want to give this movie a perfect 10 out of 10, but I, like with that last movie I reviewed, Pride from 2014, that's based off true story, and like I said with that, one of my minor nitpicks with that was the fact that it sort of falls into these like trappings of material that has already been presented before with this type of dramatic retelling of history and warfare and what have you. But again, that's not a detriment on the movie itself. It's just a pit that I feel every movie of this genre would sort of naturally just fall into. There are the rare exceptions, where they still have those tropes that excel, in my opinion. Like, say, for instance, I think of Saving Private Ryan or Come and See, movies like that are just, and I really want to see that movie that Peter Jackson did. It's the black and white restoration of, I think it's World War I footage. But that movie that Peter Jackson did is called They Shall Not Grow Old, so I'm looking forward to seeing that someday soon. But for now, I was really happy that I got the chance to see this. I was really compelled with just the three leads we got here. I'm looking at the poster here. It's got Orlando Bloom, Scott Eastwood, Caleb Laudry Jones, and I don't got too much to say about it because I do think this movie's worth seeing, and just like the last few movies that I've done, I don't want to spoil any of these movies because I feel like this has not been seen yet by many people. I feel like this just came out, I think, within the week or something like that, so this is probably one of my more earlier reviews for something. But deeply impressed with this film. Cinematography wise, there's this awesome shot on a bridge where I swear it was one like shot. It took place over like the course of like a minute or two, or maybe even longer than that. But it's such a perfect camera shot, and it builds up the tension of the scene. The whole movie does a great job with the building of tension, and not only that, but it really makes you grow to love all of these characters. They're really well defined. They even have title cards for the characters throughout. Even chapters of the movie are listed by the character names of the captains that we see throughout this film. I'm just wow, just generally deeply impressed by this film. I don't got a lot of negative to say. I mean, the only real negative, I guess, is that maybe it could have been shorter. It is just over 2 hours long. Without the credits, it's under 2 hours though. So I took note of that. I noticed that the credits on the film were about like 5 minutes or more in length, and it pays tribute to the soldiers, and also what I found amazing about this film was the casting and how closely these actors look to the real life counterparts that they're playing. I was really shocked with how like most of them looked almost exactly like it. I was like, whoa! If I ever watch this movie again, I'm gonna feel like that this is like actual footage, and of these real life people. And I presume from this veterans review here on YouTube, Scuttlebutt Show's review, I believe he said that some of the cast, because one of the producers, I guess, or maybe a couple of the producers behind this film, were involved in this moment in history. And basically this is about, I'll read you the synopsis here. A small team of U.S. soldiers battle against hundreds of Taliban fighters in Afghanistan. Basically that's what this whole movie's leading towards, this intense confrontation. And it's, throughout the course of this film, you get this sense of just like growing tension. It's like you're boiling a pot, and it's going to boil over at some point, but you just don't know when. And there are many moments throughout this film that made me go, whoa, like threw me aback, just like it would throw these guys back. And there would be many false flags. At one point they even make a joke about it, and you're sitting there as an audience member like, oh, I don't know if you guys should be laughing or joking about this, but you understand why they would. And then like the movie plays out, and then you sort of grow accustomed to these warnings, just like these men do, and it's very effective. Like kudos to everybody involved in this film, and quite frankly, I kind of do want to give this like a perfect rating, but like I can't hide behind the fact that it's not up there with my all-time favorite war movies, but I do feel like this is a very exceptional one, and I do think it ranks pretty high as far as quality war movies, history movies, dramatic movies, retelling the stories of soldiers, of these heroes goes. I think it does a marvelous job. And yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I can say. I cried a couple of times throughout this film. That shocked me. I don't remember the last war movie I watched where I was crying. It's at least been a while since that has happened. And what else can I say? Yeah, guys, I'm just gonna leave it there because I really want you to see this film. Caleb Laudry Jones in this is marvelous. Like, usually he's the scrawny, creepy kid, and he sort of starts off that way, I guess, in this film, but you grow to like him just as his brothers in arms grow to love him alike. Or not really love him, but just learn that he's a noble, decent man. And quite frankly, I think this is a great tribute to soldiers, people who serve our world in general with their heroic deeds, like these brave men. And just the incompetence. I mean, I love how this film shows the incompetence of the government placing these men in this situation to begin with, because this like the ending subtitle of this movie literally calls out the government for how stupid they were in sending these soldiers to this like clearly indefensible spot. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention too. They do a wonderful job at establishing how against the odds these soldiers are right off the get-go. As soon as you see Scott Eastwood's character, like he's basically the main character in this film, but he lands in this area or at this outpost, and he's looking around, and there's this wonderful 360 shot of Scott Eastwood looking around at his environment, and he is like literally at the bottom of this pit, and the whole surrounding it was like it's such a well shot movie, and this shot in particular is one of the best I've ever seen when it comes to a war movie, because it perfectly encapsulates the claustrophobia that you would get with being one of these soldiers in this like ridiculous spot of defending this outpost that is just clearly designed to just be a death trap. It seemed like what the hell the government was thinking with putting these men there, I don't know. But it almost makes me wish that these government officials would sometimes strap up their boots and like get what they deserve in throwing our brave men and women into these sort of scenarios like this, because it really is terrifying. You feel for these people right away. And this film is very profane. I guess that could be a negative as well that I could mention, but I feel like the profanity in this is justified because it makes the dialogue seem natural. It doesn't seem like they're trying to censor it. For instance, Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk movie felt very censored in a lot of ways. There's this lack of blood and violence, and it just feels like very sterilized in some ways. I still like Dunkirk a lot. It's a technical masterpiece, but I feel like this is obviously a better depiction of heroics when it comes to warfare and whatnot, and the bravery of these brave soldiers. And I'm struggling to come up with words because it's so bloody hot, and I'm sweating already after 5 or 10 minutes of talking. But just looking at the IMDb page here, it's got this like freeze frame of Caleb Laundrie Jones that has just been like staring at me for the past while now, and I'm just like, and I'm complaining about being in this shirt. Meanwhile, these guys are stuck in Afghanistan and defending us, and meanwhile I'm here complaining about 40 degrees Celsius weather. My God, ugh. I hate it though. Anybody that likes this hot weather, screw you. I'm sorry, but screw you. I can't stand this hot weather. Anyhow, you guys, even if you love this weather, I still love you. I get all wrapped up here. This weather's getting to me. Anyhow, you guys, that's it. I'm sweating. This film, go check out The Outpost from 2020. It just came out about a week ago. I think you'll really like it if you're a fan of these type of movies. And kudos to everybody involved. I think they did a marvelous job. Orlando Bloom's never been better. Scott Eastwood's never been better. And Caleb Laundrie Jones has never been better. Like, these three guys are phenomenal in this film. And this is a phenomenal film in spite of any nitpick that I have with it. I thought it was really well done. Anyhow, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay safe out there.